Have you ever wondered if a woman is secretly showing you she's attracted, but you just can't read the signs? The truth is, women rarely come out and say it directly. Instead, they drop subtle signals that most men miss. These are the tiny cues, the hidden behaviors, the unspoken messages that reveal her real desire. And if you can decode them, you'll never be confused about her interest again. Because when a woman is sexually interested, her psychology can't help but give her away. It's in her eyes, her body language, the way she speaks, and even the way she teases you. Most guys ignore these signals, then wonder why they miss their chance. But once you know them, you'll see attraction everywhere, loud and clear. This isn't guesswork, it's pure female psychology at play. So let's uncover the 5 secret ways women show they're sexually interested. 1. The eyes don't lie. Her gaze gives it away. One of the biggest giveaways of female sexual interest isn't in what she says, it's in how she looks at you. A woman's eyes are like a window into her subconscious, and when desire kicks in, she simply can't hide it. Have you ever caught her staring a second too long, or noticed that every time you look up, she's looking right back at you? That's not coincidence, that's psychology. When attraction is high, her pupils often dilate. Her blink rate might increase, and her eyes keep finding their way back to you, almost like she's magnetized. But it's not just about looking, it's about how she looks. If her gaze lingers, softens, and she gives you that slight, teasing smile, she's not just being friendly, she's signaling interest. Watch for those quick up and down glances, too. A woman who's sexually intrigued will often scan you without even realizing it. Eyes flicking from your face down to your chest, maybe even to your lips. That microsecond look tells you more than 1,000 words ever could. Another subtle cue is the look away game. She holds your gaze, then suddenly looks down or away with a shy grin. That's her body's way of saying, I feel something intense, and I don't want you to catch me giving it away too easily. This push pull dynamic is classic female psychology, showing interest while still keeping mystery alive. And if she holds eye contact with you in a group setting, ignoring the noise around her, then you've just become the center of her attention. That's not random, that's deliberate. Here's the truth: women rarely stare at men they don't find attractive. Sure, politeness might make her glance at you once or twice, but consistent eye contact, lingering looks, and playful avoidance are all neon signs flashing, I like you. The eyes are wired to betray emotions, and when she's interested, they'll give her away faster than her words ever will. So pay attention. Next time you're talking to her, notice if her eyes are locked on yours, if she's stealing glances, or if she's looking at your lips while you speak. That's not an accident. That's female desire speaking louder than words. 2. Her body moves closer, the subconscious pull. If the eyes reveal attraction, the body confirms it. One of the clearest signs that a woman is sexually interested is the way she positions herself around you. Human psychology is simple. We move toward what we want, and we pull away from what we don't. So when a woman keeps finding excuses to be physically closer to you, that's not by accident. That's desire working silently in the background. Notice her proximity. If she could sit anywhere in a room but chooses the seat next to you, that's a signal. If she leans in while you talk, even when she can hear you perfectly well, that's her way of closing the gap, of breaking the invisible barrier between casual and intimate. Pay attention to the subtle things: her knees pointing toward you, her feet angled in your direction, or the way her shoulders tilt when you speak. These are unconscious micro movements that scream attraction louder than any compliment ever could. But it doesn't stop there. Women who are drawn to you often use touch as a weapon of seduction, though it's never obvious at first. Maybe she brushes your arm when she laughs, adjusts your collar, or accidentally lets her hand graze yours. These aren't random. They're calculated little tests, ways to see how you react. If you respond positively, she knows the door to intimacy is wide open. If you don't, she'll retreat and play it cool. That's how female psychology operates. Push, observe, pull back, then push again. Another thing to watch for: her personal space. Normally, people protect their bubble. But when a woman is interested, she lets you inside hers. If she doesn't flinch when you lean close, if she maintains her comfort even when you're inches away, it means her guard is down. That comfort is attraction. That closeness is an invitation. Here's the kicker: women rarely move closer to men they find unattractive. Sure, friendliness exists, but sexual interest is different. It's in the way she naturally gravitates towards you, her body aligning with yours like you're pulling her in without even trying. The body doesn't lie. So, next time you're wondering if she's into you, forget the words. Look at where she's standing, how she's leaning, how close she gets without hesitation. Her body is telling the story her lips won't admit yet. She wants you closer. 3. Her voice changes. The hidden seduction in tone. A woman's voice is one of the most overlooked signals of attraction, yet it's one of the most powerful. When she's sexually interested, her tone, pitch, and rhythm subtly shift in ways she probably doesn't even realize. Think about it. Communication is only partly about the words. The real message is hidden in how those words are delivered. And when desire kicks in, her voice starts betraying her feelings. Have you ever noticed how a woman suddenly speaks softer when she's around you? That's not coincidence. It's intimacy in disguise. Lowering her volume forces you to lean in, drawing you into her world, creating a private bubble even in a crowded room. On the flip side, she might also let her tone become more playful, higher, almost musical when she's excited around you. Studies in psychology even prove that women naturally raise the pitch of their voice when speaking to someone they're attracted to. It's nature's way of signaling femininity and fertility. Then comes the teasing. When she starts stretching out her words, adding emphasis, or playfully mocking you with a smile in her voice, that's not just friendly banter, it's flirtation in motion. Pay close attention to how often she laughs around you. A woman genuinely interested in you will find reasons to giggle, even at your average jokes. Her laughter isn't about comedy, it's about chemistry. Another dead giveaway is how much she engages in the conversation. Is she asking questions, encouraging you to talk more, or repeating things you've said in a softer tone? That echo effect, where she mirrors your words or your rhythm, is pure psychological alignment. It shows she's locked in on you, almost tuning herself to your frequency. And then there's the ultimate sign: the bedroom voice. You'll notice it when her tone suddenly dips lower, slower, and more sensual when the conversation turns personal. It's not something she plans, it just slips out, because attraction makes her body shift into seduction mode without conscious effort. Here's the truth: you can learn more about her desire from a 5-minute conversation than from hours of guessing games. If you actually listen to how she speaks, not just what she says. Words can lie. But a voice charged with attraction? That's impossible to fake. 4. The playful touch. When innocent contact isn't so innocent. If there's one signal men often underestimate, it's touch. Women don't go around casually touching men they aren't interested in, not in those subtle, lingering, almost electric ways. When she's sexually attracted, she finds reasons to make contact, little excuses to break the barrier between friendship and intimacy. And those touches, they're never random. They're calculated cues wrapped in innocence. It might start small: a light tap on your arm when she laughs, a playful shove when she teases you, adjusting something on your shirt, brushing lint off your jacket, or fixing your collar. Harmless gestures on the surface, but underneath, they're tests. She's checking your reaction. Do you lean in? Do you stiffen? Do you flirt back? Because for her, every touch is both an invitation and an observation. Pay attention to how often these touches happen. Once could be coincidence, twice could be politeness. But consistent, repeated touches, that's attraction being broadcast loud and clear. And it's not just frequency, it's where she touches. The arm, shoulder, or back are safe zones, but if her hand brushes against your thigh, lingers near your hand, or trails across your chest, she's moving into dangerous territory. Territory where just friends doesn't exist. Another sign is the accidental graze. You're walking side by side and suddenly her hand brushes yours. Or she leans in close, her shoulder pressing against yours for a second too long. She might play it off like nothing happened, but trust me, her body doesn't betray her by accident. Those are subconscious expressions of closeness, little sparks testing if you'll ignite the fire. And here's the deeper psychology. Touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Every small touch creates a stronger emotional tie, a hidden sense of connection. That's why women use it, because it's powerful. It bridges the gap between playful attraction and undeniable chemistry. Here's the bottom line: when a woman allows physical contact or initiates it, she's showing she feels safe, comfortable, and drawn to you. She doesn't have to say, I want you. Her hand on your arm, her fingers brushing yours, her playful push, they're all saying it for her, louder than words ever could. So don't ignore the touches. They're not random, they're the secret language of desire. 5. The flirty play, teasing, jokes, and her secret tests. When a woman is sexually interested, she doesn't always confess it with words. She disguises it in playful behavior. Teasing, joking, and subtle little tests are her way of showing attraction without being too obvious. Think of it as her secret dance. She pushes, pulls, and watches how you respond. And if you decode it right, you'll see that her playfulness isn't just random. It's desire wrapped in humor. It starts with teasing. She might poke fun at the way you talk, mimic something you do, or jokingly challenge you. To the untrained eye, it looks like she's just being playful. But underneath, teasing is a powerful attraction tool. Why? Because it creates tension. It allows her to engage you in a lighthearted way while testing your confidence. If you laugh it off or flirt back, her interest grows. If you get defensive or take it too seriously, she might pull away. Psychology 101: attraction thrives on tension and banter. Another big clue is when she playfully gives you nicknames. If she calls you something funny or invents little inside jokes only you two share, she's building intimacy. It's her way of separating you from the rest of the crowd. She doesn't hand out that kind of attention to just anyone. It's reserved for the guy who has her interest. Pay attention to how she reacts when you tease her back. If she rolls her eyes with a smirk, hits your arm, or laughs harder than the joke deserves, she's not offended. She's loving it. The push-pull dynamic keeps her hooked because deep down, women are drawn to men who can hold their ground and match their energy. And here's where the psychology goes deeper. Teasing and play aren't just fun, they're tests. She's checking if you can handle her energy, if you're confident enough to lead, and if you can stay calm under pressure. Every playful jab is like a doorway. If you step through with confidence, the attraction amplifies. If you freeze or stumble, she closes it. The truth is, when a woman invests time into playful banter, it's not because she's bored, it's because she's intrigued. Her laughter, her mockery, her little tests, they're all secret ways of saying, I'm drawn to you. Prove to me you're the man who can keep up. 6. The attention magnet, she finds reasons to stay in your orbit. One of the clearest signs of sexual interest isn't just in how she looks at you, touches you, or teases you. It's in the way she makes sure she's always around you. Women who are attracted don't leave it up to chance. They create opportunities, invent excuses, and find ways to stay in your orbit, even if they pretend it's just coincidence. Think about it. Does she suddenly appear where you are? Maybe she lingers after a group conversation ends or hangs around even when everyone else has left. Does she need your help with something she could easily do herself, like carrying something light, fixing something simple, or explaining something trivial? These are not accidents. They're subtle ways to prolong interaction, to keep the connection alive just a little bit longer. And then there's the digital side. If she's always the first to watch your stories, comment on your posts, or reply quickly to your messages, she's showing you that you're on her mind. Women don't consistently give attention to men they feel nothing for. Her time is valuable, and where she invests it is where her desire lies. Watch how she positions herself socially. In a group setting, does she sit near you, face you, or lean into your space when others are around? That's her subconscious revealing that she doesn't just want to be part of the crowd. She wants to be close to you. And if she mirrors your energy, laughs when you laugh, echoes your movements, or follows your lead, it's a strong psychological cue of alignment and attraction. Here's another subtle sign. She remembers tiny details. Things you said once, offhand comments, even small stories you barely recall. Why? Because when a woman is drawn to you, she pays attention on a deeper level. She locks those details away because they matter to her, and she'll bring them up later to show you she was listening. That kind of investment doesn't happen by accident. It's her way of saying, you're important to me. Attraction isn't just about lust. It's about focus. When a woman is sexually interested, she focuses her energy on you, making sure you feel her presence, her time, and her attention. It's not what she says, it's how she makes sure you notice she's always there. 7. The emotional glow. Her energy shifts around you. Sometimes the strongest sign of sexual attraction isn't in what she does, it's in how she becomes when you're around. Pay attention to her overall energy because when a woman is drawn to you, her mood, behavior, and vibe transform in ways that are impossible to fake. It's like a light switch. She could be quiet, distracted, or even serious with others, but when you walk in, suddenly she's brighter, warmer, and more alive. Have you ever noticed how her smile seems to come easier in your presence? That's no coincidence. Smiling releases dopamine, and when she's attracted to you, her body naturally produces it, making her expression softer, happier, and more open. She laughs more often, even at small things you say. She carries a certain spark in her eyes that wasn't there a moment ago. That's not politeness, it's chemistry lighting her up. Watch how she adjusts herself when you enter the scene. She might straighten her posture, fix her hair, or check her reflection in her phone screen. These small adjustments are her subconscious preparing to present her best self. It's not about vanity, it's about signaling that your presence matters. Psychology calls this preening behavior, and it's one of the most ancient attraction signals humans display. Another giveaway is her nervous energy. Maybe she fidgets with her jewelry, plays with her hair, or taps her fingers. These aren't signs of disinterest, they're signs of heightened emotion. Her body is channeling excitement and tension, the kind that comes from being near someone she feels a pull toward. And if she suddenly becomes more talkative, animated, or eager to share stories with you, it's because she's trying to bond, to create a deeper connection. Here's the truth: attraction shifts energy. When a woman is sexually interested, her whole demeanor changes. Her tone gets warmer, her expressions brighter, her attention sharper. She radiates a different frequency, one tuned directly to you. Even if she never says it out loud, you'll feel it in the way her presence becomes magnetic, in the way her energy seems to wrap around you. At the end of the day, desire is hard to disguise. And when a woman glows around you, when her energy lights up the second you're near, you don't need words to know the truth. Her psychology is already telling you she's drawn to you. Now you know the truth. Women rarely come out and say, I'm attracted to you. Instead, they reveal it in signals. Signals hidden in psychology, body language, and behavior. From the way her eyes linger, to the way her body moves closer, from the softness of her voice to the playfulness of her touch, every action is a clue. She teases to test your confidence, she invests her attention to show her interest, and her whole energy glows brighter when you're near. These aren't coincidences, they're patterns. And once you learn to recognize them, you'll never again be left wondering, does she like me? Here's the key: don't just look for one sign, look for the combination. A glance alone could be politeness, a laugh could be friendliness, but when you see multiple signals stacking together, that's when you know it's not by chance. That's when you know attraction is real. So the next time you're with a woman and you notice these subtle but powerful cues, trust what psychology has already revealed. Her actions speak louder than words. And when you understand the language of desire, you hold the power to create chemistry effortlessly.